Hello, hello, hello. My name is Sam, otherwise known as Function. Back again with another Supreme Commander Forge Alliance Forever cast. Normally I cast ladder matches, but today we're on a 3v3 on Winter Twin Rivers 10k map. Fantastic map. I've never played this version. I've never played the winter version, but the original Twin Rivers, probably the best map in the game, in my opinion. One of the first maps that I played. It was in the ladder pool when I started getting into subcom. But less about me, more about the players. Let's meet them. Over here for Team 2, we've got Johnny Rocket 162 playing Seraphim. His partner on the land side of things is Erectromex 9000 playing UEF in the pink. In the back, playing kind of a cyan color, I guess. Playing Cybrin is Slurky 11. He is playing in the air position. Opposing them, we've got Team 1 up here. We've got Mr. Blackhawk playing Seraphim in the purple. In the white, playing UEF, we have Tazas, and our air player playing Cybrin as well is Pure. In fact, we've got all three positions have been mirrored. Seraphim versus Seraphim, UEF versus UEF, and both air players are playing Cybrin. So, let's talk a bit more about the map. The original Twin Rivers has much less mass, but Winter Twin Rivers has a lot of mass in the form of these tree groups here. So potentially, yeah, but more of a quick transition into the mid game, I suppose. Bit of a quicker early game. The other main thing about this map, these two side islands up here, 3 mexes up for grabs on each of those. Normally it will be the air player sending out a transport to each of those. If one team gets a hold of both side islands, that team will pretty much dominate the game. Hopefully that doesn't happen here. Hopefully we're going to get a bit more of a competitive game. A couple of early offensive units out for Mr. Blackhawk. He's got 5 Selens, got the 1 FAM out front, protecting this this mass group here. A lot of mass. There's about 1,000 mass there. On the original Twin Rivers, that was much more significant. You'd have very little mass on the entire map, and then these 2 pockets of 1,000 mass each. But because there is so much mass, I think there's, yeah, I think before the players started reclaiming, there was about 60,000 mass on the whole thing. So these groups not as important on this version of the map. But we've got a drone started for Tazas. The drones can fly, so potentially going to use that to secure one of the side islands. Would love to see that. Very, very nice idea. Don't have to spend all the money on a transport. That drone can be used for other things. Drones, of course, flying units can't be targeted by land units. They can cross the river with ease very quickly early on in the game. That upgrade is very cheap. And that drone, like I say, can be used to assist the commander in other things. So yeah, this drone looks like, do we have a move order on that? Yes we do. It is just going to go over, build a land factory. Conversely, we have the transport out going to the opposite island for Team 2. These Selens have got in the back. They're going to do what they can, put some damage down onto this mechs. Going to ignore it, in fact, and go for the engineer instead. Engineer gets 1 reclaim off, gets a 2nd reclaim off. Not in range for the other 2 Selens. They will kill that engineer. 2 Selens there. They have actually managed to get their cloaking off. These 2 FAMs did not get an attack order off, so those Selens are there pretty much for good. The only thing able to detect those Selens now that they've got their cloaking on is an Omni sensor. All commanders have a small Omni sensor around them, and then the other the other way of spotting those is with a T3 radar array. But that will be much later in game. So these 2 Selens, pretty useful. Nice having those in the back. Commander stops building its factory, just going to defend against these 4 strikers coming in there. Normally what you see, as we've got here, we've got both the Seraphim players up, going to start a forward operating base in the middle of the map there. Just going to defend their side of the island, going to defend these 2 mexes. We may, yeah, it looks like we're going to get the UEF players doing the same thing. Tazas is much slower, of course, because he has had to defend his base against those strikers. Only now just finishing those mexes, so didn't want his engineers to get killed. We've got a bomber out. There is an engineer trying to cross the water. It can, of course, edge build, but what's that? The engineer will now be spotted. Are we going to see an attack order? I suppose I've selected the wrong player, actually, but I can't see the attack order. But the engineer does go down, so this island probably going to be pretty securely taken by Team 1. We've got 2 engineers coming, and they're going to get dropped in. Land factory already completed, though. Going engineers first, I would consider building a striker first, but that's just me. ACU is coming to blows here. Mr. Blackhawk taking the worst of it, so he is in a slight HP disadvantage. Is just going to have to back off into his base here. No PD though, just yet. PD started right now, so if that gets finished, Johnny will have to back off. If he was paying attention, maybe he could kill these 4 engineers before that PD goes up, get some more damage down onto the factories, but not so. The autogun goes up. Sorry, the Utaus T1 PD for the Seraphim does go up. It's going to have to back off. Currently going in the wrong direction. There he goes, other way. Bomber comes in for pure. Helps get some damage onto Johnny. Blackhawk down under 4,000 hit points. Johnny just going under 4,000 hit points now. 3,000 hit points there for Blackhawk. Just want to back off. Doesn't want to risk a draw, anything silly like that. On the other side of the map, we've got striker versus striker. A couple squads moving against each other. Engineer goes down. Looks like a couple of units went down here. Bomber trying to help out for Tazas. That UEF bomber does do a lot of damage. But those strikers, of course, with a lot of hit points. Not the best micro. Tries to get in a tight turn and another bombing run, but doesn't get the second one. Third pass comes over the top, gets another set of bombs out. Take 1 striker out, 2 strikers down to very low HP, but the other strikers on the ground, most of the other strikers have been destroyed. Electromex just gonna retreat there. Doesn't feel like he can get much else done. Got a couple of engineer kills, but not much else there. Nano repair started for Mr. Blackhawk. Not happy with the number of hit points that he has on that commander. Once that finishes, he will get those hit points back quite rapidly. Over here we've got the gun upgrade for Johnny instead. So both going for combat upgrades on those comms, but going for the opposite combat upgrades. We have no veterancy for either of those comms just yet. We've got a dropship here. 4 Mantis being picked up for pure. Potentially going to send them down to the bottom, try and take control. Maybe not. Not sure where these are going. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Blackhawk asking for energy. I suppose he's power stalling quite hard while he's trying to get that upgrade finished. That nano repair very heavy on the power. Not getting an energy dump from any of his teammates just yet, so that will take some time. 20 seconds left on that. And the enemy commander is going to come in. He will outrange that T1 PD with his own gun upgrade. Once this nano repair gets done though, asking for energy again. Couple seconds, there he goes. And he started the gun upgrade as well. Yeah, looks like he's cancelled it. I was just going to say, I'm not sure I would be doing that right there with an upgraded gun bearing down on you. A couple of interceptors just probing the area for Slurkey. Going to take down this bomber. But here's where the action is. Johnny Rocket, he's only on 3,000 hit points, no nano upgrade on him, but he does have a ton of T1 tanks, a couple of Zuis there to help him out. A Corsair coming in for pure, going to help out, going to try and take out some of those T1 units. Level of veterancy takes him up to almost 4,000 hit points for Johnny. On the other side, Mr. Blackhawk down under 3,000 hit points, about 2,000 hit points there, but that nano repair keeping him above the all-important 0. Goes down to about 1,000 hit points there, 1,200, something like that, at its lowest point. each of these factory wrecks worth about 200 mass, so Johnny just going to take advantage of that. Suck some of it up. Take a look at the mass totals here. Less than 1,000 mass in it. More than 1,000 mass in it, but less than 2,000 to Team 1 and Team 2. Very closely matched in terms of total mass income. Johnny looking like he's having trouble. He's only got the one T2 mech. I think that may hold him back, because we've got a lot more T2 mechs for the other players. At least six T2 mechs for a retro mechs. Looks like 4 for Slurkey. Just the 1 for Johnny. Like I said, looks like he's upgrading a second one there. We've got 2 here for Blackhawk. 3 for Tazas, and Pure at the back here, he's got 4. So yeah, Johnny a little bit behind on that mass income, but he does have the mass fields here. He's going to suck some of that up. Take a quick look at his reclaim. He's got a decent amount of reclaim, but he's actually got, looks like, the lowest reclaim in the game. So that is going to hold him back. Not doing too well on that income right now. Looks like, in my opinion, these units could just go forward, try and get some damage done, especially if they linked up with these units over here from Electromechs. Although, to be fair, double upgraded comm, that will do a ton of damage. Well, I don't know, no PD's going down just yet. If these units could get in, kind of round the back, get some damage onto this power grid back here. T1 P-Gens all surrounding energy storages. They will deal a lot of AoE damage when they die. Potentially, it would be pretty easy to take out a lot of these power generators here. Do they have? So they can't see the size of that power grid. They can see that the power grid is there though. A little bit of a shame that they're not going to decide to go for that economy kill. Back over 10,000 hit points, 70 hit points a second. Coming on to this commander here, he has got 1 level of veterancy to help out. Does of course have access to overcharge with all of those storages. 34,000 max energy there. It looks like he's in danger with all these T1 units, but to be honest, double upgraded Seraphim Comm with a level of veterancy. Really not in any danger there. In fact, he has more hit points now than when the battle started. He used an overcharge. I think he only got 1 kill there, unfortunately. But that's okay. He's absolutely fine. Halfway to his 2nd level of veterancy. He's going to get pushed back into his base though. Tazas going to bring his comm and some of his units over to help, leaving his base a little bit undefended. Team 2 has noticed that this group is here. 2 big armies for Team 2. Poised to strike. Does Tazas know? He does know that there's a lot of units around there. Looks like they've got a T2 radar just there. Good information. He's got scouts as well overhead. Take a look at what tech we have available. That is a T3 mechs for Electromechs. That is an early T3 mechs. 12 minutes into the game when he's got one of those. That is quite impressive. Really going for that economy. We'll see how that helps him out later on in the game. Most of these are T1s, so yeah, lacking on the units certainly, but makes sense. Just relying on Johnny for the early defense while he goes hard on that economy. Same with Slurkey. Just ecoing up. Got a bit of a lull in the action here. Everybody making a lot of upgrades, upgrading their economy, but we do have Blackhawk bearing down almost 15,000 max HP, 15,000 current HP as well on that commander, 76 hit points a second regen. He's got the first gun upgrade. Doesn't have the huge damage and AoE upgrade on the comm just yet, so he won't be able to deal as much damage, but with all those hit points he will be just fine for the time being. Again, the team Does have information on all of these units, so we'll be able to use the range of that upgraded commander. A lot of these units are anti-air as well. Obviously, won't be able to do any damage to the commander. Zoo fire coming in, not dodging any of them. It's going to take. I was going to say taking a lot of damage, but it's actually just got a level of vet as well, so he's really not worried. But 3 renegades coming in. They are going to cause trouble. 2 more joining the fight. They will deal a fair amount of damage. This calm down below 13,000 hit points. Air advantage certainly in the hands of Slurkey. Got some help. Sorry, those renegades are getting attacked by some units from Team 1, but no other air units. We do have flak coming out. I can't see where the flak is, but I can see, there it is, there's a flak. See those shots doing a ton of damage. There we go. The last of the renegades goes down. Where did that commander go? Got it down under 10,000, but again, double upgraded. Seraphim Com, very scary, very hard to kill. Basically immortal to T1 units, even to those T1, those T2 renegades. Still gonna be hard pressed to actually kill the commander. Looks like Slurkey is in dire need of some air staging. A lot of unfueled interceptors. A second T3 mass pump. I understand why he's upgraded these ones. I would like to see this one upgraded. It's got 4 factories adjacent to it, so it will make those upgrades and those units much cheaper, much quicker. What a dropout. 4 Lobos being prepared on that T1 dropship for Tazas. See what he gets done with those. We've got a Renegade in again up here. T2 turret. Not sure what was going on there. Oh, T2 turret had been destroyed, but the laser beam was still being fired. That's fun. Corsairs coming in. Singular Corsair. Second Corsair coming in for backup. I'm going to try and get some damage on. Below 8,000 hit points, but not really too worried. I think we've got, well, with the addition of Mr. Blackhawk's beefy commander and the comm from Tazas coming in, Johnny looking like he's going to have to back up a little bit, I think. This encampment in a little bit of danger. No PD to speak of at all. The T2 PD that's out here did get destroyed. This one never got completed. Pretty much all those units destroyed. Johnny's base looking in a bit of a dangerous spot. We do have a Renegade, but it's just tickling away at this 3-star comm from Blackhawk. Lots of anti-air. This Renegade will go down very quickly. Flak coming in from Tazas. Nice to see these 2 comms going in together, nice and organised, but the base up here for Tazas is left a little bit undefended. 1 PD goes down, T1 PD, no T2 PD just yet, so this raiding force looks like it will be able to get a lot done. A lot of pillars in there, a couple strikers, mostly pillars I think, that looks a bit, well, strikers bringing up the rear I suppose, there probably are more strikers. Take a look down here. Both the mexes down here have been killed. Johnny starting nano repair. He also not happy with the number of hit points on his commander. Going for that nano repair upgrade, keeping him healthy. An attack ping has come out. They know that this is happening. See what they can see. Upgrading, says Blackhawk. They know he's stationary. They can see the engineers stationary next to him. They know that upgrade is going on. The commanders are coming over. Blackhawk certainly is making a beeline for that commander over here. How long is that going to take? Oops, one person. Can't see. Don't know how long that's going to take. He's mass stalling quite hard, so it's going to take probably another. Well, it's almost done. 10, 20 seconds, something like that. Big damage coming in here in the form of this commander. 8,000 hit points for Johnny. Below 8,000, 7,500 there. About to finish his gun upgrade, so we will be able to move. Not going to cancel it. He's happy that he's not in any danger, and the commander is going to back off in the face of all this T2 point defense and the renegades. He's in danger now. Gets a 4th level of vet, brings him up over 10,000 hit points. Immediately goes back down to about 8,000 there. He's in a little bit of danger. He is still in range of all these T2 point defenses. Someone pinging him to move back out of range. He says, "No sir, I am not scared. We shall know no fear." Down below 5,000 hit points though, getting into the red there. Wants to be careful now, finally. Actually, maybe we do know some fear. 3,000 hit points and he will back out there. He is still in range of all that T2PD. Down to about 2,500 hit points if there were a bunch of renegades. If there were more renegades, if there were some corsairs, maybe this commander would surely be dead. Instead of these ASFs, got one renegade, but some whalers, some strat bombers, some corsairs, something to kill this commander, please. If it gets out, it's got almost 100 hit points a second coming back onto that commander. Will be very hard to kill later on. That was a serious chance to swing the game in the favor of Team 2. As it stands, pretty even overall. Take a quick look at the mass. Team 2 actually, with a pretty significant mass lead. They've got about 14k total mass ahead. They can reclaim all of this mass, that will help them out as well. It's about 10,000 mass on the screen right there. Units converging in. Mr. Blackhawk up over 6,500 hit points, 13,000 for Johnny. Overcharge comes in, deals 400 damage. Lots more units, T1 units for Blackhawk, so even though he has far fewer hit points on the commander, he is engaging the enemy commander there. Happy that he's got the support of those T1 units. Johnny Rocket not focusing the commander, is focusing those T1 units. And everybody looking like they're just going to back off. Both commanders getting as far away from each other as they can for the time being. This raid up here that we saw earlier, did forget about that, but looks like they may have been 2 T2 mexes that went down for Tazas. That is quite a blow. I would say that's worth it. A lot of mass obviously has been dumped on Tazas' doorstep, so we'll get those T2 mexes back up fairly soon, but it's quite a blow for him. Not a lot of units to speak of for him. Got some triads up now. His base is a little bit better defended. That commander is still over on the other side of the map down here on the southern side. Team 1 have pushed up. Lots of white and purple units, lots of point defense out here. Are claiming all of the mass that was dumped down here. A Retromech starting a finished a T3 land HQ upgrade. See what he starts building with that. Will he get an engineer out first, or will he just go straight for Percival's? Maybe he even wants to go for Titans at first, actually, because there's a lot of T1 and T2 units out for Tazas still. Not building anything just yet. We'll keep an eye on that. Bit of a lull in the fighting again. Looks like we've got some tactical missile launchers coming out, a big battery, and those T2 mexes are in a lot of danger. One of them's gone down, this factory went down. Got another one, has just gone down there, so that's another big blow for Tazas, losing a lot of T2 mexes all in a row there. This T2 mex is surviving the tactical missile launchers, probably not in range, just about in range of this factory, I imagine. Flak says, Mr. Blackhawk not happy with the current situation of the air. Lots of renegades getting in the back here, but even though Slurkey has more ASFs, he is not microing them very well. Only 3 renegades get to fire on pure, stays above 3,000 hit points. Not worried at all. I've got my interceptors. Your ASFs will do nothing. I will destroy your heads. I can't help but feel like if Slurkey was defending his renegades a bit better, that comm might be dead. Some more mistakes there from the air player of Team 2, not getting the finishing blow on those low HP commanders. Bit unfortunate to see that, but that's how the game goes. Now these forward T2 mexes, these forward pairs of mex points can be hard to grab onto, to hold onto, as Team 2 are discovering here. Even though they've got units all the way up here, commanders, T3 turrets now, not able to maintain control of these mex points. Looks like a couple control Ks coming out for those factories there. Just going to reclaim them. Yeah, there you go. A couple hundred mass for each of those, 200 mass in each one. Got T3 land now. Imagine most players have T3 land. T3 land there. Well, it would be T3 air, and we've got a summoner, Quantum Gateway, Tech 3 coming out, so some sack U's potentially going to come out for Slurkey. A Retro Mech still firing those TMLs. Let's see what he can do. He's going after the T1 anti-air. I'm not convinced that that's worth it. Surely those are in range of the T2 point defense. That feels like a much better use of your time. Going after the flak, that is a little bit better. That T2 anti-air will do a lot more damage. Looks like this rocket actually going to go for that T2 point defense, so I did speak too early. Down it goes with the splash damage. Black Hawk was upgrading his comm, if we can find it. There it is. He was upgrading it to T2, but not going to do that. Instead, just going to help his T3 engineers finish this power generator. Take a look at his power generation for now. Pretty even. Once he gets this P-gen up, he will be able to do whatever the hell he likes in terms of upgrades, pretty much without stalling. Lots of missiles in the bank here. Not in range of a whole lot. I could, I suppose, go after these mexes again. Go after this flak, something like that. Still no TMD up there. But not worth it, says Electromex, or perhaps his focus is elsewhere. Building a T3 P-gen with his commander. Already got one on the field. Making sure he has backup. T3 Mex, T3 Mex, T3 Mex, T3 Mex, T3 Mex, T3 Mex. Almost a T3 Mex here. Very big eco game coming out from Electromex. 163 income. He's about to get another T3 Mex there, so that is about to go up to 180, something like that. Not sure what the exact amount is, but we'll take a look in a second. Very big income for that UEF player. Potentially going to start with some Percival spam, maybe even some T4 units, some of those experimental units. The Fat Boy, very cool unit, would be very useful at taking down these forward bases here from Team 1. See what he decides to do. Those Solens still back here, they were over here, moved down here. Do you like to see that? Still invisible, still cloaked. But Johnny, really struggling with his economy. Got a couple T2 mexes up here with his commander. Got one here. Certainly not nearly got the economy that his fellow players have. We got, oh yes, oh no, sorry, he's got 34 income to 105 and 181. I was almost exactly right on that prediction. 181 income now for Electromex. Very, very significant. In contrast, 124 is the highest. That's Tazas, and he has control of an entire side island. We've got a Whaler T3 gunship coming out for Slurkey. Again, not doing the best job of protecting it with his ASFs. I would like to see at least some of those ASFs over on this side. But no anti-air to speak of. Just a couple. Oh no, excuse me. We do have a T2 flak, so that will deal a lot of damage. What a spy plane. Getting some information, but this Whaler gonna very quickly kill these T1 mexes before they can upgrade. But it is taking a lot of damage from this flak and the T1 anti-air. 6,000 hit points max on that gunship though, so it does take some killing. No AoE compared to their Renegade brothers. Take a little bit more killing for these engineers. Renegade will have already killed those engineers. Gonna go after the anti-air, takes down both of the T1 anti-air. Got a significant engagement over there. There is a comm there. Johnny's comm looking like he might be in a bit of danger if we get a shift G move. He might be in some trouble if that comm gets blocked, but back, says Black Hawk, not willing to commit his forces. He has regen, he says. fair enough. Almost 100 hit points per second on this commander, 3 levels of vet, 20,000 hit points. I agree, now that I look at it, even with these pillars coming in from Tazas, Team 1 would be hard pressed to really deal too much damage onto this commander. Not Corsairs coming in, but they will get very quickly sniped by the SAM and the ASFs there for Slurkey. That Renegade did go down. See if we can find the wreck. There it is. 1200 mass. Thank you very much, says Tazas. Only lost a couple anti-air turrets and 2 T1 turrets. Won't be too sad about that, I hope. Down here, haven't looked at this island. It's just been in the hands of Slurkey the entire game. Got lots of T1 anti-air roaming about, protecting the island. So, nice and safe. Lot of T1 units over here. I would like to see both of these players have T3 land factories. I would like to see these land factories stop producing T1 and T2 units altogether. Just focus on the T3, get some Ofumes, get some Percys out. Got 1 Percy, 2 Percys out for Tazas. What a lone Ilshaba getting in the back, gonna try and get some damage onto the mexes. A Flapjack, not going to do much. No movement prediction on those things, unlike the Zoos, the T1 artillery, so they will be entirely unable to hit a moving target. Lots of T1 units coming in though, so this Ilshaba, just a bit of a distraction. Stealing away those APMs, not much else. This, I think there was a T2 radar that does finally go down there to Johnny's comm. Making good use of that comm. Not too much in the way of economy, but got a lot of upgrades on that comm, so he's using that nice and effectively. Doing well with what he has available to him. Let's take a look. T3 engineering suite. Got oh, that's a SACU. I did mention that before, that we've got the quantum gateway. It's going to be spitting out SACUs, support commanders, hopefully at a reasonable rate. We've got stealth and T2 on this commander. It's upgrading T3, just about 20% done there. Quantum gateway on this side of things as well. Electromex also summoning up those SACUs. Just the T3 engineering suite for him. Got personal shield upgrading now. No T3 engineering suite, but double combat upgrade for this UEF comm. Lots of hit points, fair amount of damage. Not as scary as the Seraphim commander, but still going to be very hard to kill, especially once he gets those shield upgrades. Very, very difficult to kill. We'll go RAMBOOO ACU, says Mr. Blackhawk, so it's getting the splash damage. I believe that gives 800, 900% damage increase on that gun and adds AoE damage. This comm will be an absolute force of nature. We've got a big pillar drop coming in from Electromex. Going to go deal some real damage to this side of the island there. This lone island up here. We get some kill those T1 mexes again. Presumably going to kill this T1, this T2 mex. This T2 engineer looked a little bit confused. I think it tried to build a turret there. Not sure what it was trying to do really. These pillars really need to be microed. Get out of the way of that Lobo fire. If you move out of the way, you can dodge that fire. You will add damage. All these mech marines. But the whaler coming in now for pure will get rid of the last of those pillars. That squadron, this squadron, finishing off the mass storage. Won't get much else done. Again, just T1 mexes going down. Could be worse, says Tazas. Advanced now repair. Getting that upgrade. Like he says, RAMBOOO comm. Gonna get that activated. Laser cancelled. Says he needs to do something else. Needs to build some more T3 power before he can get that maser potentially. Gonna get a tele-maser snipe for pure. Let's see if he can do that. That would be very exciting. Very dangerous, of course, but it would be quite exciting to see. T3 still upgrading. Looks like he's Slurkey there is power stalling. Sorry, mass stalling very hard. 300 minus 300 mass there. We've got the nuke silo being started for RHMX. And Continental loading up with SAC use. See what he does. Looks like he's going to send... He's already sent one over. He's going to send a second one over in support, making a claim for this island. That would be very interesting to see. We've got just the lone Percival there. Probably needs a little bit more help to actually secure this island in the face of these two SAC use. This support commander just gets dropped off in a ditch. A little bit of a mistake, I think. Hopefully this dropship gonna come back. Yes, he realizes it's a mistake. Says, sorry about that, I will pick you up, put you in the right place. But yes, the two Sakis there, probably gonna be able to make mincemeat of this island, in my opinion. This island, still very much in favour of Team 2. Nothing special going on there. All these mechs is upgraded to T2. Engineers building those storages around to boost the income from those mechs there. What T3 gens here? Looks like we're building something. Let's take a look at what that is for Mr. Blackhawk out of the T3 factory. Building the T3 shield generator and the Yuana, I guess. T3 light tank. Looks like this RAMBOOO comm going straight into it. 244 HP per second going onto that commander. Almost 50,000 max hit points. Does not care. Does not care at all about 5 T2 turrets. T2 who? I don't care. I'm going straight for Johnny Rocket's comm. Down well below 4,000. Down below 1,000. Johnny Rocket going to go up in flames there. That RAMBOOO comm doing a lot of work. Still not bothered at all by these T2 turrets. They're going to go pop. Presumably all of those units, yeah, they are going to go pop for Johnny Rocket out of the game. Johnny Rocket, like I said, not doing the best on eco. He only had 68k total mass compared to, say, 200k for a RHMX, so not a huge blow to the economy of Team 2, but certainly a blow to their APMs. 33% of their APMs just went up in smoke there. Mr. Blackhawk going straight forward. He's got 10,000 hit points on this shield. He's got 50,000 hit points of his own. He's got a lot of T3 mobile anti-air. He is a force to be reckoned with. Doesn't even care about this Ravager. In fact, sees the Ravager, says, you know what, I am going to protect my assets, but not the ACU. The ACU is far too beefy. I'm just going to draw those that shield and those anti-airs back. A lot of Percivals up here though, a Retro Mechs with 14 Percivals. How much damage? 1450 damage on each shot from those Percivals. Quick maths, anyone? It's probably about 25,000 damage from 14 Percivals in one volley, so 2 volleys, well, pretty much 1 shot, well, 2 shot, I guess. This commander does want to be a little bit careful. Can dodge some of those, of course. 5 levels of vet now, up to 50,000 max HP. I am really not sure. Oh, yeah, that's why Percival's being brought over here to defend against the Percival incursion of Tazas. Interesting decision. I suppose he hopes that these Triads and Ravagers can do the job. Down under half HP, down to 24,000, 23,000 hit points. Ravager doing work. Ravager has been destroyed though. Lots of overcharges coming in for Mr. Blackhawk, so we'll keep that commander nice and healthy. No more vet levels to gain, but obviously 250 hit points a second for him. Whaler comes in for pure, but gets immediately destroyed by Slurkey. Renegade's coming in, going to try and get some damage down onto that commander, but immediately going to get destroyed by those lightning anti-airs. Tries to overcharge, but just gets eaten by the shield. There we go, damage being done onto this commander. He is up to 27,500 hit points now. That regen coming in very handy. Down and up again very quickly. These Percy's not focus firing. Most of them have been destroyed now. No, sorry, most of them have been recalled back to the base. Electromech's not happy with the situation of things. These Sakyus got... Still got those 2 Sakyus up there. He's got 4 Sakyus total. Trying to help defend the base. Looks like one of them's about to go down to Percy fire. Maybe not. The Percy's have changed target. They have gone on to the ACU. 10,000 hit points there. But he's under the shield. 9,000 total hit points. But only 1,100 hit points left on that shield. Want to be a little bit careful. Sakyus also want to be careful. Take a look at the rest of the map. We've got this RAMBOOO ACU has done a lot of work, taking out this encampment entirely, coming for Electromech's comm. This is looking very dangerous for him. Electromech split up his Percival forces. That may have been his downfall. Those Percys from Tazas have been destroyed though. Two Sakyus and a bunch of Percys. Take a look at those numbers. Down to just 10 Percys now. 14,000 damage per volley if he gets all of those Percys firing at the same thing at the same time. Still well over 20,000 HP on that commander. 27,000 down to 24,000 with a couple of Percy volleys coming in there. Renegade just doing its best to destroy some Ilshivers. Comes in the back. Team 1 doing a really good job of denying all this mass. There was maybe 30,000 mass in Johnny's base when he died. Team 2 not able to secure that. Down to 22,000 for Blackhawk, but these Percys not able to finish the job just yet. Got some more Percys coming in. Quite a lot of Percys there. Want to be a little bit careful, I would say. 20,000 hit points. Lots of Percys going down to overcharges. Very nicely done. Another overcharge comes in there, takes down another one. Just the regular damage from that gun doing a ton of damage. Overcharge comes in there, gets one more. There's another Percy on the field, but this commander looking very safe. 15,000 hit points though. Wants to be a little bit careful. There's some kind of strat bomber snipe. I would much rather see strat bombers out here than ASFs. Not sure how much damage a strat bomber does, but a big enough group of them. They'll only get one pass, of course, in the face of these T3 mexes. But what happened there? Looks like an attempt telemaser snipe. Excuse me, I did miss that. But of course, Pure we saw before. I too had laser Biatch. Will defend with his own laser under this shield. Looks like he had the HP advantage. GG, says everyone. As Electromech also goes up in smokes. That was a last ditch attempt. Feel like maybe that telemaser would have been better targeted over here, but a lot of hit points. Almost 40,000 hit points on Taz's comm there. 35,000. I lived, says Pure. Very happy with that. I think even if he died, Team 1 would have been able to secure the kill there. That was a fantastic game. Sorry I missed that Maser snipe attempt. We had a bunch of cruisers come out for Tazas. Too much going on down here with the comms. I couldn't even focus on what was going up there. But this base, this island, very much going towards the hands of Electromechs. Those Sakyus getting a decent Ravager PD creep going towards and immediately getting the T3 mechs. But thanks for watching. That was a really, really great game. I love to see Twin Rivers games. More of those, please. 36 minutes long. No experimental units. Not a ton of T3 units, to be honest. Got a lot of Lobos out still for some reason for Tazas, but whatever. But good to see that. Very nice game, very fun. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, do leave a like, subscribe if you want to keep seeing these videos, and leave me a comment. I want to know what I need to be doing to make these videos high quality for you guys. I want to do as good a job as possible, and you can help me out by telling me exactly what I'm doing wrong. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.